Welcome to Watch What Crappens. To get our videos as soon as they're released instead of waiting for a week, head over to our Patreon. That's also where you'll find our bonus episodes and our Discord community. We love you guys.
Hello and welcome to Watch What Crappens, a podcast about all that crap on Bravo that we just love to talk about. I'm Ben Mandelker. Joining me today on this glorious Monday is the one and only Ronnie Karam. Hi, Ronnie. How are you?
Hello. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. Doing pretty swell. It's just another day, another week to start off with Crappens. And today is Crappy Hour Day. A lot's happened on Bravo since our last Crappy Hour. So come join us tonight. That's going to be at 5:30 on the West Coast, and it's going to be at 8:30 on the East Coast. And
special night. Leah Black's coming.
And Leah Black is going to be here. Leah Black, OG Real Housewife of Miami. Probably my number one candidate to return as a housewife on Bravo in some capacity. She will be joining us, and she's such a character, and she's so fun, and I can't wait to ask her questions about this season of Miami that just wrapped up and anything else. So please join us for our special guest. Leah is a longtime friend of the podcast, and she was one of the very first, if not the first, Bravo celebrity who ever came on to Watch What Crappens years and years and years ago.
I think she was the first. Yeah, remember there was like a hurricane behind her on the freeway or something?
She's like, oh, it's so windy out here. Ah.
She was out running a tornado or something, remember? That was funny.
Yeah.
Like, well, I could die any minute. I'm out running a tornado. It's right behind me on the freeway. What do you guys want to talk about? And she's been yapping ever since.
Tear it down.
Lovely. Tear it down.
So, yeah, she's always supported us. So come join us while we go talk with Leah. And you can find that's actually on YouTube. Go check out the Crappens YouTube. We're trying to grow it, make it nice, make it sexy, make it fun.
Yeah, it's free. It's also a free post on Patreon. So you're always going to find it over there.
And on top of that, Patreon, wow, what a place. We have weekly bonus episodes. We also have our podcast, the video version of our podcast. I'm sitting really low in the frame today. I'm like sliding down. Gotta sit up. So yeah, join us. Patreon.com/WatchWhatCrappens. Today, Real Housewives of Potomac. It's the third episode of the season. We get our taglines. Kierna is still, you know what? She's still putting in that effort this season. She's like, no, I will be a housewife. Come hell or high water, I will do it. So Kierna's coming in
trying
strong.
it.
Like,
this is a whole episode of Kierna trying it. Will at least one of her fights be interesting?
Yes.
One of her nonsensical, stupid fights. Can they be interesting? No, they're really not. But it is interesting watching her try over and over. And you know what? A for effort.
Yeah, A for sure. I love a housewife that takes notes. You know, she heard the audience. And the audience basically last season was saying, why is Kierna a housewife? And she said, I'm going to step it up. And she also clearly told Greg, listen, I don't know what you're thinking, but like you either get on board new Kierna or you don't, because this train is leaving the station. And he came this episode and like he was all smiles, acting like he was actually enjoying the experience, which he wasn't, and trying to be all silly. So she's sort of getting things in shape over there, I guess.
Well, she brought her mom, and her mom is the most important thing, because her mom was like, I'm not going to stay in this party. Like, why would I stay here? I'm not going to be here with these trifling, And then she did stay and just judged the whole thing, which I loved. She stayed and stood by the fireplace and just gave looks to everybody. Like, at one point, she was even waving her hand like, oh, no.
I know. She's like a school chaperone at the prom.
She was. She's like, do not make me step in there. So funny. She's a great addition. Ditch Kierna, bring the mom. That's who
I know. I think that would be a good direction.
Yeah.
So shall we start in with our taglines for this?
Let's do our taglines, everybody. Giselle is first. When the nest is empty, it's time for naked, grown, and sexy.
Why do I feel like Giselle's not going to be doing any of those things?
Giselle's not going to be doing anything but stirring shit. That's what she does. I liked her line in this episode when she said, these girls say such stupid things, I don't even have to make stuff up anymore, which I liked. Freely admitting.
Yeah. She's like, they could just let her rip. Wendy's line is, I put the high in higher education. Well, that already didn't age so well.
You also put the high behind bars.
You put the high in mugshots. We've seen the pictures.
So Stacy, some people believe the lies, but still I rise.
Sure, Maya Angelou loves this.
Listen here, Angela loser. You can't just steal from Maya Angelou. You better pay the copyrights.
Kierna's is beauty is my business, but getting you together is my specialty. That one's pretty good, actually. I think that's some good wordplay there.
I think hers should be, I have a new billboard and you Bill be bored.
You will be bored.
You will be bored.
Like Michelle Lawley steps in. Don't worry, I will do your tagline. You will be bored. Michelle Lawley, wait, I got this.
I can do this. You will be bored.
You will be bored.
So then we move over to Tia, who's like, you can only clutch pearls if you have them. And darling, I have loads.
Great. Love Tia. I'm just happy with anything she says. She could have been like, I went to the supermarket the other day and I found something that was on sale. I'd be like, oh, fabulous tagline.
Daughters, horrible creatures. The end.
Angels is hell hath no fury like an angel scorned.
Oh, yeah, we see that in today's episode as you immediately back down and go after whoever Kierna wants you to.
I know, right?
Angels should have been, I will charge you to go outside. Because her business of like making people pay to go on hikes, which is still the biggest ripoff business I've ever heard. Yeah. So then is Ashley.
Or if you come for me, I'll say, take a hike.
Yeah. This cherry blossom is ready for her second bloom. Come on, Ashley. These lines came after your second bloom, okay? You missed it. You missed the boat, Ashley.
Ashley, you've been blooming for a long time. You've been having lots of blooms. I mean, you had the Luke Gilbranson bloom. You had the Ralph bloom. You had the Beavis and Butthead bloom. I mean, there's been a lot of blooming. You're like an
blooming
onion.
Doesn't only have to do with men, okay?
Well, I feel like with Ashley it does, because what else is she doing? It's like, oh, does the TikTok dance count as a bloom?
She's singing. She's drag kinging. And as we learned today, she's going to exercise classes.
Michelle Lawley returns. She is drag kinging.
She is drag kinging. So let's see what the ladies are up to today. Angel's talking about her new house that she's shopping for with Bobby for this TV show that they're shooting, that we're watching. And she wants to spend $7 million. And he's like, God damn. And then we go to Ashley. He's like, that's a lot of hiking trips. Okay, it's a lot of luxury hiking trips in Colorado.
He's like, I'm not still playing football, right? Like my income is done for my life. I'm done.
Let's save some money.
Yeah. Ashley is at spin class. It looks like she's at like a spin yoga class, which I don't even know how those two concepts work together. But she's saying like, since I got divorced, it's like really something now. I'm embracing who I am, the woman that I am right now. And like, if there's like a class of like other women, like it really activates my brain. I just want to be the fastest and the strongest and the best. So she has, she's going to exercise class. She's trying to somehow like turn going to exercise class into like an empowering statement of her womanhood and independence after divorce. But I'm like, that's fine. You're just going to an exercise class day.
Yeah.
You're going to spin class.
I thought that was interesting. She's like, I'm a woman and now I'm doing what I want to do. I'm going to spin class. I was like, you've always gone to spin class. What are you talking about?
I know. You were going to spin class with Michael also. But now I'm better than everyone else.
Now we go to Stacy and Arabella, who's taking a pageant class with like a beauty queen lady, and she's teaching her to walk. And can I just tell you, Arabella looks like her father, and she does not want to do this. It looks like you're making the ex-husband try and do it. And he's like, I will do this because I want to please you. But this is the only reason I'm here. Please take me for cookie after. Thank you.
Yes, but it's all worth it because we really see the purpose of this is not for Arabella to get pageant experience. The purpose is for Stacey to relive her pageant experience because the instructor is like, okay, now walk. Okay, 1, 2, head up, whole way, beautiful. Okay, let's. Stacey's like, oh, do you mind if I step in? I just want to show her what genes she comes from. Okay, here we go. And then of course Stacey fully takes the stage and does her pageant walk and does it like perfectly, but with that like additional veneer of QVC experience.
And the pigpen cloud that's following her around of breath. Because that's all I can think of. You see these ladies, that's what they do to somebody.
I didn't even bring it up.
They make stinky breath a thing, and now that's all I see when she walks. That's not fair. That's not fair. Yeah. I hope they have a lot to answer for at the reunion. I almost said answer for. I hope they have a lot to answer for at the reunion because that's ridiculous.
Wow. Well, I'm sorry that this pageant scene was clouded by the breath cloud. But anyway, Stacey does it, and I always think it's funny when this happens because it's clearly like, are you really there to teach Arabella, or are you just having your moment on camera? Because this is going to come back in therapy in about 5 or 6 years for her, just so you know. Like mother never even let me do my pageant classes. She always would take the stage. I mean, we all know this is where it's headed.
That's why my parents put me in bowling league, so they could just watch me rise to the top and live their dreams out, which never happened. We always won the trophy where the person has just dropped a bowling ball on their toe and they're grabbing their toe. They're like, ow. And that's the trophy.
That's a trophy.
We were last place every year. Yeah, it's a last place trophy.
Wow.
In bowling.
I think I told you the story about Ruth, the bowling ball, right? I think I did at one point. But that was my finest moment in bowling is when, you're choosing a bowling ball, and then I found a ball in the alley. It just said Ruth on it. And I was like, this is my ball. There's no more to that story. I just love to remind people that somewhere out there, there's like a maroon bowling ball somewhere in like Mount Kisco, New York, that just says Ruth.
Yeah, my Mima's was Ramona because that was her name, Ramona. And so there's a bowling ball out there that said Ramona too. I like to bowl with hers. My fingers got too big. Know what? Then it was all over. So then, she's just living out her dreams. And she is because she's brought her gay there to be like, yes, you're walking right. Yes, you're doing it great.
But what I love about AJ is he's a little bit not that at the same time. Because like once she does her whole thing, he's like, okay, you ready to come back down? You ready to take your seat? This is not your moment. Like he's kind of like, okay, Stacey, let's not be ridiculous.
He's like, I'm working on my next meal ticket. Your daughter, sit down.
Take a seat.
The new premium rises, not the premium. That's insurance. Those new Supreme rises. Sit down.
New premium rises. UK slang, everyone.
The latest Ryan Murphy show. The newest premium rises is between Flo and Jake from State Farm. Who's gonna win?
Monster Flo. Played by Maggie Gyllenhaal.
No, it'll still be Stephanie Courtney. You cannot fire Stephanie Courtney. She will always survive.
I'll play my own Ryan Murphy bio. I'll do it. But why is Jessica Lange in this? I don't understand that. Sorry, I needed a gay icon.
She's playing Jake from State Farm. Stop calling me, please. Please.
That would be Ron Murphy's move. You just get all the old gay divas, just line them up and put them in. Like, and Jean's smart as the gecko. Like, what?
Yeah. So they FaceTime Papa so he can see the final walkthrough. And so poor Arabella has to do it. Arabella, show your daddy.
Arabella. Show him, Arabella. Show him.
And she's like, we're not telling Arabella that we're back together because divorce is hard. So we're just lying to her. We know, Stacey, that seems to be what you're being accused of all season. I love that she's like, how dare you accuse me of being a liar? I'm lying to my daughter for another season. It's been fun.
I can't wait for the twist to come out that like, what's his name again? Thierry, whatever. I can't wait for Timo Timo. I can't Temu. I can't wait for the twist to be that like her husband and Arabella he's already told Arabella, and they're just actually pretending. He's pretending that he hasn't told her, and she's pretending like she doesn't know, just because it's too hard for Stacey to deal with. Like all this time, she's trying to protect them, but they're protecting her. Right?
No, wouldn't
that be so sweet and entertaining?
It's a sweet turn. But Arabella is extremely smart, so she knows things that are clearly not fine. She knows things are clearly not final. So yeah, they FaceTime the dad, and he watches, and he's like, "Oh, great! I'm glad you found ways to waste more of my money." And then we go to Kierna and Wendy, and now this is a Salt Lake City scene if I've ever seen one. I mean, what are you two doing? Something illegal? This looked like Deep Throat right here. I mean, she was sitting on a bench by the river. And Wendy comes up.
John le Carré is happening in this scene. Where is the briefcase? It was like somewhere between like an 80s like Cold War spy movie, but also like Ingmar Bergman. Because I remember I saw like one Ingmar Bergman movie where there was a couple and they were sitting on separate benches but talking to each other. And I was like, this is so artsy and spy-y at the same time. What is happening here? And it's all shot from behind.
Yeah.
Who was the operative here?
And Wendy keeps showing up in completely inappropriate outfits, like literally everywhere they are. And I don't know if it's because they were arrested for the fraud and all that stuff, but I'm just like, oh my God, that's just so much money you're wasting for a park bench scene. You know what I mean?
I know.
You can never wear that again. I know you're on TV, but you're on a bench at a river. It's not even a nice river. It's like the shitty East River or something, you know? And Kierna's sitting there, you know, we only see her back. And then Wendy comes in this crazy looking jumpsuit, like this pastel romper thing, and sits down. Then Kierna just kind of turns to her, starts talking to her side, like just face ahead. She's reading a newspaper. She's like, okay, let's get right to it. Let me start by saying this. I wanted to bring it outside of a party setting for us to have a conversation. We can discuss issues that I feel we're having. Do not look at me. Look straight ahead.
The eagle has landed and the nest is under the bench. So she says that she feels like Wendy just wanted to be TV friends, you know, and off camera just felt a little phony, like didn't feel like a genuine relationship. And that like her behavior is not as consistent with someone who has ever liked her. So naturally, to get to the root of why they aren't as good friends off camera than they are on camera, she has decided to address this on camera.
Yeah, she wants to only confront her on camera about their off camera.
Yeah. Why aren't you as good friends with me off camera? I'm asking you on camera. So,
Kierna, I know you've watched a lot of Housewives shows. I know that we'd all prefer Housewives shows where everybody's friends and that's how we know each other. But we know that's a bunch of bullshit. And when people bring people on as friends, it doesn't mean they're really friends, you know? We know that Wendy's not your really friend. We've always known, especially when Wendy was like, I'm not staying in the same room as Kierna. Hell no. And didn't come check on you when you had diarrhea, which I don't remember. I mean, I don't know if you remember it, but that was an entire storyline. That was a very huge storyline. That was Kierna's first victim storyline. It was like, no one checked on me and I had really bad diarrhea.
Only Giselle checked on her about diarrhea. It's like not even a joke. That was her storyline. Yeah. The other thing is like they're your coworkers, I feel like, more than friends. And so you can be friends with your coworkers, but like if you run into your coworker at a restaurant, you're not necessarily saying like, oh my God, come sit down at the table with me. You're trying to kind of maybe have like some separation. I mean, I do think that Wendy's an asshole, but I also think that Kierna is like really trying to make this a thing. And Wendy just doesn't have the time for it. Wendy, you know, is like, Kierna is this someone on her show who's not been terribly effective. And like, also I feel like Kierna kind of has kid sister vibes on this show a little bit, sort of like what Ashley's initial role was like. So, you know, I kind of like understand Wendy being kind of frosty. I mean, it's not nice. It's not nice that she's,
you know what
frosty,
this is? This is Kristen Takeman energy from Real Housewives of New York. When Bethany came back on and she was just like, why would you be friends with me? Why aren't we friends? Aren't we friends? Why are you putting me in a little box? And Bethany's like, I don't have time for this. Okay, who are you? Who even are you? Like, I don't even know who you are. Why am I being forced to fight with this new person?
Yeah.
It's giving those vibes. And yes, Wendy can be an asshole. Everybody knows it. But it's like Kierna's so late for this that it's like, we already knew Wendy was an asshole. Like Wendy's been an asshole. And now we accept Wendy as the asshole that she is. And so now we kind of like Wendy being an asshole, if that makes any sense. Maybe not like it, but especially when you're trying too hard to have fights with her, because really all that counts is Wendy is always really nice to you on camera, especially when no one else really was, Kierna. And, you know, you should be grateful that someone's nice to you on camera. It's on camera. That's what matters. It's TV.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, I don't love fights that are about things that happen off camera. Like, unless that's like something really, really, you know, strong, like Scandival was something that happened off camera. That's fine. But if it's like, you know, you're not as nice to me off camera as on camera. I mean, that's okay. But I think that Kierna's coming in really hot on this issue. I think her vibe should be more like, hey, I want to check in because I kind of feel like when the cameras aren't rolling, I feel like we have a different vibe. And I just want to know, like, if there's something that maybe, like I've done that made you not so, like, made you want to act differently around me. I don't know, but she's coming in like accusatory, like, you're different to me. You're different. And I don't like this. And you're condescending. And, well, first of all, Wendy's always been condescending. So that's your fault for not realizing that until now. But also it's like, you're not going to get in. If you're trying to mend a friendship, I don't think you're really going to get anywhere by sitting someone down and then just like pointing a finger at them and telling them why they suck.
Also, it's like week 3 and you haven't shut up about this. And you've given us nothing that's really, you know, condemnable. It's like, I don't care about it. First of all, you got mad that she didn't say hi to you while she was giving a speech, which is weird. And then, I mean, you've given us nothing to hang our hats on. You know what I mean? And so even with current circumstances going on, I have to be Team Wendy because you're just trying too hard. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree. And it's like her big thing is that she sat down in a conversation and then was upset that she was not like being addressed more, which, I mean, you know, if a friend sits down, you do try to sort of like do sort of nonverbal things to welcome them in. But at the same time, you went and like joined a conversation and then you're like shocked that you didn't become the center of it. So
yeah, weird.
That's on you.
So now the new thing is she's like, I don't have shit to do with this, but are you doing Preakness? And Wendy says, yes, but wait. Kierna's like, because I planned on hosting for the Black Eyed Susan event as well. And either we could come together here or we could have 2 separate events here because I did the legwork of trying to make this an event. And Wendy goes, I did the legwork. And First Lady Dawn Moore, her team reached out to me, which, oh my God, Dawn Moore's at home like, oh, Jesus.
She's like, what? I messed that one up.
She's like, this has been a rough 2 weeks for me, okay? Just please leave my name out of your mouth. Can we have that edited out? Can we just edit that out of the Peacock version?
Yes. She's like, let's have Dawn less. Dawn less. No, please don't mention me right now. Thank you very much. But I also love, you know, when Kierna's like, I put in the legwork to make an event for this Black Eyed Susan thing. I love that what ultimately winds up being is like fruit salad in her apartment at the table where there's not enough seats for everyone to sit at. It's like a very it's actually a very standard brunch that like I think most people might have, but like on Real Housewives, they were like kind of cramped into like around this table. You know, they had to put 2 place settings at the end of the table.
Someone's in front of like a really ugly closet door, like to be shot, you know.
There's like not enough room for like her mom and Greg to like be not in the scene because they're all like it's just she's like, I put a lot of legwork into this. Okay. I sourced some really good pineapple and melon.
So she's like, yeah, well, I did the legwork and First Lady Dawn Moore reached out to me. And so Kierna's like, okay, fine. So and she's like, what's the issue, Kierna? And she's like, then host your thing. And she's like, but I don't understand the issue. And she's like, but there's not an issue then. So who did it first? So that's, if you guys are going to fight about this, we need to know, was this a party you were going to have together? Was this something Kierna was going to do and then Wendy stole it when she got the First Lady invite? Or was this something Wendy said, I want to do this thing, and Kierna said, okay, I'll host a pre-thing for it, and now they're fighting so they don't want to do it together? I need more details on this stupid fight.
I feel like Kierna, I think reading between the lines, Kierna was excited to host like a proper Housewives party. And And instead, Wendy has come in and is kind of like, the First Lady of Maryland reached out about doing something. So I'm definitely going to do that. And so now Kierna, probably her big thing that she was going to do, now got downgraded last second into being a brunch. This brunch I just made fun of her for, but it probably was like a last minute switcheroo. She got downgraded on the schedule. But I'm sorry, it was the First Lady of Maryland. I'm sorry, that trumps Kierna. And if I were Kierna, I'd be like, oh, that's so cool. We should definitely do that. That's cool. We're going to go to like the governor's mansion or be in the governor's box or whatever. And Westmore, very hot governor too, I'd like to point out. Like, of course you do that. You're not going to, it's like, go hang out with Westmore, a hot governor versus Greg on the sofa. Hello. This is an obvious choice.
So Wendy tells us, I'm so excited to host the Ladies of Preakness. It's one of the races that's part of the Triple Crown. It's a staple in the Maryland community. And then we see a flashback of the ladies going in 2017. And she's like, and let's be very clear. First Lady of Maryland, and yeah, she asked me. So
okay, now that being said, everything it's like, let's settle down on this First Lady of Maryland stuff though. Also at the same time, I know I just like did a whole state like they're like, oh my God, it's Westmore icon. God, blah, blah. No, but like at the same time, like let's also relax here. Okay, like it's cool that the First Lady of Maryland invited you, but like let's just like take a breather. Okay, this is not like, you know, Julie Andrews was like, come to my mansion in Camelot or wherever she lives. You know.
What if she was like, Julie Andrews invited me to Preakness? So.
I don't know why Julie Andrews became the.
Why does Julie Andrews trump the First Lady of Maryland? I mean, what the hell? Well,
I think Julie Andrews is more.
I
know. What do you?
There's no term limits.
I don't know why. Yeah, there's no term limits on spinning around on a mountain. Okay. I don't know why.
A doe will always be a deer, people. A female deer. Okay. Sorry, First Lady of Maryland, Dawn Moore.
I think Dawn Moore seems great, but
she's no Julie Andrews. That's all we're saying.
She's no Julie Andrews. And like, it's funny because like Wendy, like she just bragged about Dawn Moore one too many times. And I've already now been like, you know what? I've had enough.
Yeah. We've had it with you, Dawn Moore, trying to get on the show. What if they show up and Dawn Moore's like, you know what, Wendy, I feel like you're just trying to be a TV friend. I would love that. Like everybody's just turning on Wendy.
Wasn't Dawn Moore on last season, or did she send something? When Wendy and Eddie had their big party, I think, or maybe they sent like a letter, like from the offices of Dawn Moore or something like that.
Oh, yeah. They're like, we endorse this. What was it? Like the renewal of their vows? What was it? It was something. Yeah, she read.
Oh, we should have known.
Yeah, she read. She did read something where she's like, and this is from the First Lady of Maryland. It's like, okay. Really Kieran's like, oh, wow. So I just got, basically overshadowed by the First Lady. Okay, got it. So she's like, okay, let's move on from this because I want to have a real conversation. When we were at Ashley's Bloom Ball, you were very, very condescending. Oh, for Christ's sake. We're going back to the Bloom Ball. We didn't even want to go to the Bloom Ball in the first place. Now we have to go back there. Kierna.
Can we go to this Bloom Ball is wilting me. And then, by the way, the only evidence they can pull up of Wendy being condescending is just like a shot of her face just being blank and bored, listening to whatever Kieran's saying. I was like, that's not condescension. That's just like, really, you're going to come at me right now, and I'm just trying to have a conversation with Giselle.
Yeah, she was just lifting up her dress and talking to Giselle about her dress. And Karen was like, how dare you? I walked up and you didn't immediately drop your dress and say, hello, Karen, we're discussing my dress. So Wendy's like, what brought you to me at Ashley's event? I'll be honest with you. That's very juvenile to me, and I don't understand it. She goes, false, false, false. Okay, that's not true, but go ahead. False. Go ahead with your falsities.
Whether it's false or not, I'm telling you how I feel, and not just how I feel, but how Dawn Moore feels, First Lady of Maryland. So I want you to know that I saw red flags in you as a friend, and I saw state flags when I visited Dawn Moore. And I was just trying to navigate it because I was trying to learn you better.
Yeah. And Karen goes, same.
And Wendy continues.
Same.
Oh, yeah? Well, but for me, like, I was like, dang, she doesn't call me? You know me, the person who's always had your back in the group? On my birthday last year, it was Ashley said that you got your business like from drug money. And guess what? I was the only one in that group that chased after you, much the way Dawn Moore chased after me with the invitation to the Preakness. And you know what? It's okay. Don't worry about it. I said to her, don't worry. It's okay. It's okay. And that's the kind of friend I've been to you. The kind of friend who consoles you, even though she's friends with the First Lady of Maryland.
That is funny, though, that Wendy's only evidence of them being friends is her hugging her and going, it's okay that they called your boyfriend a drug dealer. Like, that's their only evidence of friendship, Kierna. Why are you acting like you guys are best friends? It's so weird. So she's like, yeah, but you know what, Wendy? Here's what you do. You show up whenever there's a moment where you have to align and look like a friend. But then privately, I expected more from our friendship. She's like,
so then what are you trying to chase? Why are you chasing this friendship then?
Yeah. I mean, privately, are people calling your boyfriend a drug dealer that she should be there privately? Because that's what she was there for you for. So that's it.
Yeah.
What do you want from her? It's so weird that you're making me stick up for Wendy. It feels like this is the wrong season to be sticking up for Wendy of all seasons, but I can't help it. You're just coming up with too much bullshit, you know? And Wendy can be wrong in all the other stuff that she's done and still be right in this. And I think that's the case here, Kierna. Like, you're going against someone who should be universally being like kind of dogged on right now because of everything going on in the press. And you've got us on her side. I mean, what the hell, Kierna? This is how bad you are at this right now. Rethink.
Yeah. Isn't it weird? I feel like we're all kind of in a holding pattern on Wendy right now. We're like, should we be like really angry at Wendy? Is there more to the story? I feel like we're all just sort of like watching, but it hasn't actually affected my view of her on this show just yet. I just have cringe moments like with her tagline, you know?
Yeah. I mean, what can you do? You just go through week by week. You know what? Day by day. We can just take it day by day. We're housewives addicts. We have to think of this like our addiction, you know? We can't just waste all our anger and be mad when people tell us to and, you know, make bad choices just because we feel like it. You know, we take this day by day. And today, I think Wendy is correct.
Yes. So Kierna's like,
now I'm going to have a drink. Damn it. I ruined it.
Kierna says, when I feel like it comes to a point in that friendship that we can't connect on it, like I don't like it, and like it makes me feel uncomfortable because I feel like I can't show up and be my authentic self with a person that I've seen as my friend. And then when I sat across from you at the event and I just watch you be so. Let me go back to the Bloom Ball with Giselle. Wendy's talking to Giselle about her outfit. She goes, I'm watching you sitting there locked in with Giselle, and you don't even fucking like her. She's like, wait, but like, because it was all conversation, we were talking. That's why I was locked in with her.
But you don't even like her. And she goes, you don't even fucking like her. She goes, no, actually, I do like her. She goes, oh, but you're talking about me. No, because you don't like her. She does that a lot today. Kierna, you don't understand. Everybody talks about each other. This is Housewives. You cannot like somebody, and then the next day you're at lunch in a stupid outfit with them. That's how the show is. You have to talk to people you don't like on this show.
I'm going to say something that I would never say to Stacey. Take a breath for a second, okay? Just exhale.
But if Stacey was here, I would say inside breath. Inside breath. So Wendy's like, calm down. She goes, I am calm. And she says, when I was talking to Giselle, that was my conversation with Giselle. And I don't even know what the issue is. And she's like, here's what you did. The Wendy I talked to on the phone is very excited about me, but it really centers around the show. Okay, because you're on a show together. Who cares? And what else is she going to be excited about? Your relationship with Greg? Your fake moving to another apartment so you don't take shit from the audience about still being with Greg? Which, by the way, you're hypocritically getting on Stacey for and probably Giselle later this season. So Kierna's like, yeah, you're excited on the phone, but then you're not excited in real person. And Wendy just starts doing her cackle. That like,
yeah. Wendy's just like, I've had enough. She starts laughing and she's like, this is what she's bringing to me. I don't know what to do with it. It seems like the level of handholding that Kierna needs in a friendship exceeds where I am as a grown-ass woman who's friends with the First Lady of Maryland.
Yeah, and so Kierna's like, stop it. But Wendy just gets up to leave and still keeps cackling. And she's like, I still don't like you. And you're raggedy. Goodbye. Thank you. So Kierna is like, this is all the confirmation I needed. The fake laugh, the I'm not really hearing you. To me, it's just a lot of deflection. Kierna, she doesn't like you. Here's let me just tell you the truth. The read you're getting on Wendy is correct. She only likes you on the show because you're an ally. Now you're being an asshole on the show, and you're going to find out real quick what it's like to have her not as your ally because you fucked up, Kierna. for no reason. Yeah. She doesn't like you. She didn't like you. She's not going to like you. That's just how it is. She's showing up to punch in, and then she's going to punch out. So she can punch in and be on your side, or she can punch in and be your enemy. And you're about to find out the second choice. It's not a good one. Bad choice.
Yeah. So, yeah, she's sort of in this. Basically, Kierna concludes that, like, I think we're not really enemies, but we're not really friends. And they flip each other off as Kierna leaves. And then Wendy just keeps on doing this laugh. But then they do this weird, then they have this weird moment. They both start like walking away from the river. And like Wendy almost like, she like hugs Kierna. Like, there's like a side hug with her laugh. And Kierna's like, get off me. And I was like, what was that about? You guys just had a fight, but you're trying to kind of like do a side hug with her. Did you guys just say like, okay, good scene. We just wrapped that up. Let's go have lunch.
Wendy's energy is just like laughing it off. And she's like, I'm not going to fight with you. That's what I'm getting from her. Like, she's not even mad. She's just like, girl, I'm not going to give you a fight on TV. Sorry. Like, bye. Have a good day. Okay. I wasted this outfit on a park bench. So have a good day.
Yeah, seriously.
Goodbye.
So now we go over to Angel's house with Bobby, and we get a new type of generational trauma. It's so rare that we're able to get a new kind of trauma on any of these Housewives shows. We've gone through so many of them. But Bobby soft launches a new one, which is that when Patricia, his mom, offers some yogurt to him, he says, nah, I don't eat yogurt. Had too much Go-Gurt as a kid. I was like, ooh.
Oh, so it's my fault you don't like yogurt or fruit. The mother can never win. The mother can never win.
All I wanted to do was show you love, and I showed you that love through Go-Gurt, and now this is how you repay me.
The doctor's like, show me on this Pop-Tart where Go-Gurt hurt you. He's like,
not the Go-Gurt. That's why he was such a good football player, because he just like envisioned all the other opponents as sticks of Go-Gurt. He's like,
this teddy bear is Go-Gurt. Tell it how you feel. Tell it how you feel. So it's breakfast for the kids, and Angel has a lot of orchids. And I feel like that's a rich person thing, to be like, look at me with all my flowers that die every 5 minutes. I can just get more.
I know.
I can just get more. This is a Go-Gurt family. We've got as many orchids as we want.
We went from Go-Gurt to orchids, and we're never looking back. Like, no, Angel, we'd like a better tagline from you. But she's holding up, there's a orchid flower that's on the table, like the bud, that the whole flower fell off. And
that's how they do. The whole flower falls off. And then you're left with a fucking stem and some bark, thinking, will this ever come back? So what's happening to me right now. Every day I'm like, is it coming back? Are you coming back? No. People have been writing me letters saying it will come back. It will come back. Keep it going. So I keep doing the watering thing. I keep going through the motions. Still not back.
Yeah.
Fucking orchids.
Well, yeah. I agree. And that's how I actually think that they are
that's
not.
What I call them. Dorkid. You're a dorkid is what you are.
You're a dorkid. Maybe it went from being an orchid to an orc adult. It said, I'm leaving this stem, going off to better pastures. Anyway, this is actually why I think that they don't normally have orchids, because I think anyone who ever has had an orchid or has had a friend who's had an orchid, because anyone who has a friend who has an orchid will always have the rant that you just had, which is like, I'm so mad my orchid died. Like I've been on the receiving end of that for so many times, and I'm always very sympathetic. I'm not sick of it. It's actually a rant I really enjoy. But you can tell she's never had an orchid before, because she's like shocked. She's like, what happened to this flower? I'm like, it's an orchid, bitch.
That's what happened to orchids. They're loser flowers. And you know, when this guy gave me this orchid, at our little Crappens thing, someone brought it to me. And at first I was like, that is so sweet. Those are such gorgeous flowers. But then I thought, this person wants me to fail. You know what I mean? And you know who it was? It was my mortgage guy. It was my mortgage guy who gave it to me.
Well, it's a straight guy. Like, gave you a flower. What can you expect?
Well, his girlfriend got it. But I was like, these people want me to fail. You know what I mean? They don't want me to have a good refi rate. They ultimately want me to, they're getting me a failure plant. Because everybody with an orchid knows those plants make you feel like a fucking failure. Everybody knows it. And I was like, they don't like me. They truly don't like me. So anyway.
On top of that, like, so their whole thing, I feel like with orchids, is that they look like, I think, like giant bee vaginas, right? Isn't that why the bees love going to them? Because they crawl up in there because they're like, oh, yeah.
I don't know. I've never looked at a bee vagina up close. How am I supposed to know?
I just seem to remember when I was a kid in like science class that the bees loved going to, like, the orchids mimic something sexual for the bees, I think. So the bees get all up in there. So I'm like, okay, so first of all, you're
so
fake.
You're telling me the orchid died because I stuck my penis in it. That could actually, I need to actually look that up.
I probably should, well, I probably should look into this more, but I seem to remember that there was so okay. Natural History Museum has a headline right here. The Natural History Museum of the UK headline: sneaky orchids manipulate bees for pollination. I mean, that's all right there in the headline. Am I right? Sneaky orchid.
Sneaky orchid. Okay, so we're talking about orchids so much because it's an angel scene and there's not much else to talk about. So she talks about her mother passing, but giving her a lot of wisdom. And then they talk about her mom for a while. And now they're talking about, let's see, a package. And now they're talking about their kids. And her mom's protecting her through stuff. Okay, so now they're talking about the girls.
Bobby's crying in the corner because he's thinking about Gogurt. Yeah, continue.
Gogurt is in the corner just laughing maniacally. It's like, got another one. Got another
The Gogurt's actually an orchid.
It's like an orchid's like, growing out of a Gogurt. It's like, I'll get you both. I'll take this entire couple down.
The orchids from like Needful Things. It's like, oh, here's a little trinket from your childhood to destroy you.
So they start talking about the little party they had at their house. And Angel's like, Giselle walked in here and she basically related that Kay said she chin checked me when I went to her Talks and Caviar event. So then we see a flashback to that. And she's like, and then I woke up upset because, number one, that didn't happen. And number two, why would she use that type of language? Chin checked. How could she? I'm an outdoor expert. I'm a luxury outdoor expert.
I have orchids that I'm very comfortable and know how to care for. I have those here. What? Chin check? I think last week we were talking about chin checking, and I thought chin checking meant that you just like jut your chin out, like you'd be like, hey, quiet. But what I learned this week is that chin checking is like an actual little fist on the chin. It's like a little punch on the chin. I didn't realize it was quite literally punching you in the chin.
I still like the Urban Dictionary's one better of like, you know that your girlfriend's cheating because she's got the outline of someone's balls on her face.
Yeah, that's a great one.
I can't stop thinking of that. Every time they say it, I start laughing. So now she's decided that she didn't like this chin check thing even more. She woke up now that she's a true, I think she's doing a good job as a housewife because she's forgiving something and then waking up and getting upset all over again and then deciding to make it another episode. And you know what? That's what you're supposed to do. So welcome to work. So he's like, yeah, chin check is like boom to the chin. Like it's a punch to the chin. And she goes, yeah, that's actually physical. And he goes, yeah, like she checked your chin. Like she Gogurted your chin. And Angel's like, yeah, there we go. And so I need to have a deeper conversation with Kay about why she had to do that. Because I have her back no matter what. But it is an issue where I feel disrespected for being accused of chin checking somebody. The language.
And then Bobby takes something out of the oven with teeny tiny oven mitts. And he's like, look at these, the biggest oven mitts in the world, huh, everyone? But like the sad truth is that they're probably like an extra large oven mitt. He's just so big that like they just fit on his like fingertips. So he pulls them out. And now we go over to lunchtime at Circa. And Stacey is there with none other than Jassy. Jassy is back. I was so happy to see Jassy. I was surprised. I was like, oh, here comes Jassy. I like her because she likes to be all fancy, but you just know that it's going to crumble away. I was surprised that she wasn't a full-time housewife this season. Were you a little surprised?
No. I couldn't pick Jassy out of a lineup. Like, I wouldn't have remembered her. I mean, no offense. She was always nice, but she didn't do much, did she? All I remember was when she had that party at her house. She was like, look, it's a mansion. Look at all these rich, fabulous people. It's such a fabulous party. And And everyone's like, oh, her boyfriend didn't make it into the NFL. What was that? Like, didn't he lose his position or something? Or he was just like benched or something like that. Yeah. It didn't go well. He didn't get drafted or whatever. I mean, I don't really understand
He went to the
sports.
Kansas. He was on the Chiefs and they won. Oh, because they had the party because he won the Super Bowl. But then he was hoping to go. I don't know. I don't know what it was. I thought there was some like minor scandal about Jassy that was gonna like power her onto the show, but it
Didn't he have a baby with somebody while they were like
there was
broken
all
up
that.
for a week?
See, that's why I loved her, because she was very slippery with the truth in a way that I found was very funny. But anyway, she's back. So they're sitting down, they're talking, and Stacey, they're bonding over the fact that they bonded in Miami because they both went down to Miami for Mia's birthday party, and then Mia ditched them, as was discussed on the reunion last season.
Darius Harris is an American professional football linebacker for the New England Patriots.
Oh,
so there you go. Just in case anybody gets annoyed with me for not knowing what the hell I'm talking about, because I admittedly don't. I don't know anything about sports. So there you go. But you see, this is what happens when Jassy comes back. I have to start Googling sports shit because I say stupid things and then I have to fix them. Okay, so where were you?
I was just saying how they bonded because they both went down to Mia for Mia's birthday party. Went down to Miami.
Yeah, MIA, so this is another friendship for TV because that was a long time ago. So she's like, wow, so good to see you. Remember how we got so bonded over that Mia Miami trip? Yeah, me neither. I barely remember it too. But God, it's so good to have a girlfriend. Have I told you that Arabella isn't as good of a walker as me?
No, I have to say, I want to start by apologizing, not for Arabella's performance. She'll never be as good as me. But I don't think that I've been a very good friend. And Jassy goes, that's okay. You know, I'm just happy to be here since I'm not a full-fledged housewife. Well, I pride myself on friendships and the support that I give and get when I love someone, and I love you, but I have a lot going on. And Jassy's like, well, I mean, last time I talked to you on the phone, you know, you were baking schnitzel for your ex-husband.
And she's like, yeah, we're working it out. Okay, you know, tell me about your wedding plans. Do you have a dress? Should I say dresses? She's like, you should definitely say dresses. I've got a lot of dresses. Okay, well, let's pretend I care about your wedding before we start talking about other people. Okay, so listen, everybody's really mean to me in the group now. Now, Kay sent an invitation to the group that she was having a pre-party before Preakness, but Wendy also mentioned that this was something she was involved in. So at this point, I'm putting on a dress, and what's it called? What's it called? A fascinator. A fascinator.
And we see Kieran's text that's like, you know, hey, I was invited to Black Eyed Susan Day at Preakness, and I'd love for you to come by. I'm having a pregame at my apartment, so come dress for the Derby, and don't forget your dollars for betting. But then Wendy's text comes through that says, hi, lady. I'd love for you to join me at Black Eyed Susan Day at Preakness. The First Lady of Maryland, Dawn Moore, my friend, invited me for the day, and I'd love for you to come enjoy the event in your best Derby wear.
Yeah. So Stacey's like, wow, I just can't tell you how hard it is for me. Every time I've gotten together with the ladies, they gang up on me. And Ashley and Giselle demanded that I present my divorce papers. By the way, did you read that she does have divorce papers? She is legit divorced. Yes. Oh, wow. That's what was reported this week by TMZ, which is basically the real news.
Wow. So Stacey's saying, they're just not happy for me. Jassy then, says that her grandparents got divorced, and then they continued to basically they were divorced for 6 months, and then they continued a 60-year marriage. So, you know, it's not crazy. Things like this happen. And then Stacey's like, and didn't Giselle get together with her husband? She's like, yeah, and there's that too. Speaking of Giselle, word on the street, that's her famous line. I'm using it now. Word on the street. I don't know if you're aware, but Giselle has a new man.
Word on the street is that Giselle is the word on the street. And she's got a man. So we see a blurred out picture, a paparazzi photo of Giselle with some guy. And
his name is like on the headline, which is funny. I didn't write it down, but they're like, Giselle
Sean
caught
Springs.
with so-and-so. Sean Springs.
His name is Sean Springs. Sorry, I didn't mean to stop the show.
No, I'm looking it up.
Saying that's his name, Sean Springs. And so Stacey's like, do you think Darius knows him? She goes, probably. So while she's worried about my man, we need to find out about her man.
So
I don't care. Is he cheating on somebody? Like, why is it bad if she's dating somebody? Because she's not sharing it?
Yeah, I was about to say, isn't Giselle allowed to date someone? Maybe it's that she's not divulging it to the group. I don't know if she's if she has to divulge it to the group. I think the issue is that Stacey, it seems like there are untruths surrounding her marital status and her relationship with Timo, and like whether or not they were together all the time, like everything with TJ. Was he paid for? Was he not paid for? Was it real? Was it not real? Like there's no issues surrounding whether or not Giselle is dating a football player. It's like she's dating him.
Who cares?
Not. Who cares?
Yeah, so he is an American former professional football player. He was a comeback in the National Football League for 13 seasons, which that's good because Giselle's good on this show, but she's not great with comebacks. So maybe maybe he can help her. He played college ball for the Buckeyes, earned All-American honors, and he was selected by the Seahawks 3rd overall in the 1997 NFL draft.
Well, look at that. He was a cornerback.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So a cornerback. I thought it said comeback. Yeah. God, I'm so blind.
It's a comeback.
I'm really losing it. Maybe it's time to get some glasses. Okay.
He may have had a comeback moment.
I really don't know about sports. I was like, what's a comeback? I love that. I love that they have that in football. Maybe I'm interested in this sport.
It's just like Valerie Cherish playing football.
You want to tackle me? I will wither you with a comeback. Fighting acidic comeback. Hey, you don't even want to hear what I have to say about orchids.
So Stacey shows this to Jassy, and Jassy's like, wow, how'd you pull this tea? This is unlike you, Stacey. I'm like, I'm sure she just Googled, is Giselle Bryant dating anyone? And this popped up. It's a news story.
Yeah, it's literally a news story.
It's not hidden information. Goes, I know people around the neighborhood. It's like, it's Google. You looked on Google.
So let's go to Tia and her family. The twins have a sleepover today, so I'll just be you two at home this evening. And then if you want to have a friend down, that's okay, because I've got plans this evening, so does Daddy. And Sienna's like, she wants to have like 6 people over, Mom. She's going to have a party.
No, I never said that. I never said that, Sienna. You're so stupid.
Yeah, you did. In my room, you said you're having 5 people over, and with you, that's 6 people, so get over it.
No, I didn't. I never said that.
That's what you said.
I just said if you guys want to have a friend over, like whatever. I mean, that's what Mom said. Whatever, you're stupid.
Tia's like, I said you could have 1 friend. So then they cut to the producer, and they're like, describe Sienna in a word. And she's like, bitch. No, you can't say that on TV. Hag.
Mistake.
No, you can't say that. I hate her so much. Like, no, you can't quote Soap Dish. This is
American. American. Very American. And what about Lexi?
Oh, God, she's a lot too. Do I need a different word?
So they're like, but the kids are like bickering back and forth at the table about the sleepover thing. It's so funny. They're like doing that teenage thing where everything they say, they're so dramatic about. Like, 5 people. So then Rob, the dad, sits down and he's trying to be like, what's going on? What's the problem? But they just keep on pleading their case and complaining. And she's like, there's no issue, but you're making it an issue just by asking if there's an issue.
Even though I was raised in England, I was raised very much under the Nigerian principles. You're a reflection of your parents. But living in America, we're about self-expression here. Isn't it lovely? You just get to listen to them chatter, chatter, chatter. Love this country.
And then Sienna turns to her little brother and she's like, why is he being gross? And the brother's like, hey. So then Dia says,
teaching these children to advocate for themselves, and now they're speaking back, so they do have a voice, which is great. I absolutely love it. God, I love when children talk back to the parents.
Thankfully, I also have a staff that's generally tasked with listening to their voices. But I'll sit here as long as the cameras are here. Are we done?
So then basically Tia and Rob escape to go to the backyard to get away from these kids because the kids are just bickering nonstop. And he's like, yeah, let's relax a little bit. And she's like, yes. I think sometimes I just don't feel like I have enough time with everything that I have on my plate with work and my kids and my social commitments and me wanting to take a bath with a toaster oven after those children talk for 3 minutes straight.
So she says that she was a stay-at-home mom till her kids were in kindergarten, and then she was out of there. And she is a global real estate agent for Sotheby's. And I just wish they put in another clip of her saying, I enjoy the curb appeal.
I know. So, she's telling Rob that she was really mad when she had a really long day, and then she came back and they were just all sitting there waiting for her to make dinner, and she was like, that wasn't so cool. But it's like, yeah, but I wake up at 6:30 in the morning every day, and then I'm going to work. Like, you can wake up at 6:30 in the morning, but like when your work day is over, you don't then have people staring at you saying, make me dinner. I don't care. I'm Team Tia on this one.
And I actually like her idea here because she says, I think this is an opportunity during summer holiday. One kid has to take responsibility for making a meal once a week. And then boom, we're covered. I mean, unfortunately, you have to eat your kids' food. And I know from having nieces, they make you shut off TikTok. That's just not good. Sorry, it's just not. They're like, put pasta in a bowl with a block of cheese and a tomato and some garlic and some mayonnaise and then some chili pepper sauce. And then microwave it for 13 minutes. And then they sit there and they eat it like it's delicious. It's not fucking delicious. I'm sorry. It's not. It's terrible food. But they're like, putting it on their phone. So they're like, it's delicious. It's not.
Well, Tia tells us that she and Rob parent differently.
He does a lot of talking in that American style, and they just tune him out and like nothing happened. Whereas I go apeshit crazy, but then I see results. Because honestly, my mom used to do the same for me. See, she would tell me to wash the dishes, and if I didn't, she'll get the dishes and she'll put them on my bed. Like, you have to be marginally insane so they know that you're capable of doing anything.
It's like, yes, I love this.
I do too. So he says, they have to know that you're willing to murder them. That's important.
That you'll go to any lengths to make sure those dishes are. I remember when I was a kid, I saw an ad for Crispex, the cereal. It was kind of like Chex, but it was like in hexagonal form or whatever. And I saw an ad like in Time magazine. I was like, that's my cereal. I want that cereal. And I like hounded my mom. I was like, can you get Crispex? Can you get Crispex? Can you get Crispex? Mom finally got Crispex. And I had my first bowl of Crispex and it tasted good, but that type of cereal goes mushy like right away. And it was really mushy, so I didn't want to finish it. And I was like, I don't want to finish this. And Mom was like, you have to finish it. I was like, I don't like it. And Mom was like, you have to eat it. And she made me carry around the Crispex in a bowl all day. Like, we went to the bank, we went to the store, and I had a little bowl of Crispex with me the whole day because my mom was like, you are finishing that Crispex. And credit to my brother. We finally came home. I still had my bowl of mushy Crispex, and he was like, here. And he poured fresh Crispex into the mushy, so I had crunch again. And I was like, oh, yeah, okay, this is great. And it was solved. Yeah, you got to make your kids do some weird shit.
Yeah. And as Tia puts it, well, there's one thing I can't stand in this life, and it's rude children. So I have a new hero, like so far. So far, there's a new hero in town. So then time to go shopping at Sequel. Giselle and Tia go shopping. And Giselle's like, so how are you? She's like, knackered.
Naked.
Knackered.
Naked.
Knackered.
Naked is kind of my thing, so why do you keep saying naked?
Why are you saying my tagline? That's my only storyline.
My storyline is that I like to be naked, even though you're not going to see me naked, and I'm only going to talk about it.
I've only thought of you being naked for about 1 minute. I'm already knackered from thinking of naked. Please.
I believe this is the boutique where we spent a good 6 minutes rewinding frame by frame for the storekeeper to walk by and offering help. Kristen, I think we named her, right?
Oh, really? I didn't even see her in this.
She goes by very fast. I was like, there she is.
Wow, we had a whole half an hour about her in our preview episode. So she's saying knackered, which means tired, Giselle learns. And she's like, I'm not adding that to my repertoire. So Angel comes to, and they start talking, and Tia's like, oh, I haven't seen you since your lovely event. I thought yoga, well, I mean, I was the only one in bloody yoga trousers.
Your trousers were bloody.
No, it's just more British slang. You have to keep up. Be more international, Giselle, please.
But my storyline is being bloody and naked. That's a disgusting storyline, Giselle. She's like, but what you were wearing, I will tell you, at that party, it was not stylish. I'm going to say that. She's like, not you talking about style to me. Please.
I'm British, so I automatically have some sense of good style, especially for you. Just wait till the rest of the episode, Giselle.
So Giselle's like, yeah, you did email me once. And Tia tells us, before I was in global real estate, I was in LA doing celebrity product placement. And when I moved here, there was a lot of talk about Giselle being an awful dresser. I mean, she's just not a fantastic dresser. So for shits and giggles, I thought I'd just DM her and say, babe, I can help you. So I did.
I love the idea that like, when I moved to Potomac, there was a lot of talk about Giselle being an awful dresser. It's like I'm just imagining a realtor saying like, okay, you're going to love this neighborhood. Great schools, a great mall nearby, a lot of land, low crime rates. But one thing you should know is that there is someone here named Giselle and she's an awful dresser. A lot of talk when I moved in.
So Giselle never read the DM. And she goes, don't slide into Giselle's DM. She's never going to read it. And she goes, unless you have a big penis. It's my other big storyline. Naked, bloody penis.
Ooh, that's wretched.
So then Wendy shows up. They all say hi. And Giselle's like, okay, yeah. Well, this group, since we've been together, we haven't been having fun. And Wendy's like, yeah, we haven't. And Angel's there. And she's like, wait. So my event wasn't fun? You guys didn't have fun at my event? They're like, no.
Giselle goes, no, it was not. It was not fun. A little bowl, you make a sound with a bowl, take the bowls and throw them in the trash can. Throw them in the trash can. And she's like, okay, well, I guess I need the definition of fun for you guys. And she's like, we are going to save it. We're going to take a trip. I'm Captain Save the Hose. We're going to Nevis, which is an island in the Caribbean. And we're going to stay at the Four Seasons.
All right, well, now you're speaking my language. So Giselle says, last time we went to New Orleans, I hosted, and that was one of the best trips we ever had. And y'all never let me host again. But somebody's in jail, so there's no one left to host but for me. So here we go. The true hero of this season, Giselle Brown.
So Angel's never been away from her kids, and so she's going to pump and dump. And, they make some small talk. And Angel's not a late night person. She's not a drinker. Angel's not very promising. I'm just going to say it. She's not promising, guys. You should never let Kierna bring on a friend. Why would you let the least entertaining person on the show bring a friend? Makes no sense.
Angel's stock is really declining. I enjoyed her first episode, but I am a little concerned about her here.
She seems nice, but she just,
she's very nice.
You don't drink, you don't stay up late. You want to have sound bowl parties. I don't know.
So now they're looking at different outfits for Nevis, and Wendy is like, she's like, who shops here? Grandma? Does grandma shop here? I need to buy something for my mother. Oh my god,
she's so rude. She's so fucking rude. My god, just you're here promoting some lady's store. Just fake it. And please, what we've seen you wore the past couple of episodes, I don't know why you're so judgy about it. I saw what you wore on that river bench scene. You look crazy. Yeah.
So, Wendy, I hope you enjoyed the goodwill you got earlier in the episode, because it's gone.
Oh, geez. So now Angel is saying, so how did your talk with Kay go? And she's like, I think it was okay. I just stated she stated where she's coming from. I stated where I'm coming from. And I didn't really get where she's coming from, because what she said I did wasn't the betrayal. So I don't get it. And Giselle's like, well, she said that you were like, where did you get your makeup done? And Tia's like, you said, who did your makeup? Now, I know that that's a diss, because I said the same thing to Giselle in his Snapchat messages. She doesn't check those either, apparently. Hasn't learned either.
When he was like, well, but you guys are not making it sound nice, okay? Because the way I said it was, ew, disgusting. Did you do your own makeup? You should never do that again. See, that's kind of nice constructive criticism, right? Like, just, no, look, this is, here, let me do it with my accent. Do you do your own makeup? And they're like, yeah, that was good. That was good. She's like, look, I don't think that's it. Like, I think that if it does, like, it'll be from her end, but like, it'll just be another tile in the mosaic of her not being a good friend to me.
So now they're talking about the Preakness situation. And Giselle's like, are you guys good? Because you guys had that little spat. And Angel's like, oh, well, she said that she didn't say chin check. And Wendy's like, but she said she didn't say chin check? So after that event, she told you she never said chin check? But she did say chin check. Angel's like, yeah, she did say that. So then we see Kay apologizing to Angel for saying that she said chin check. And Giselle's like, wait a minute. So she doubled back after apologizing? And she goes, yeah, she said that she looked back on it and then she remembered that she didn't say it.
So when she definitely said it, did Kiara? Maybe Kiara didn't know what chin check meant either. I don't know. But Angel's like, yeah, like no, she didn't say it. She said she didn't say it, and then Tia's like, I'm so confused. No, not about this situation, just why Giselle decided to wear that top with that bottom. Why did she do these things?
So wait, she looked back on it, and Angel's like, yeah, so now I'm confused because I want to tell you if she did say that, that's going to be a real problem. Giselle's like, she said it. Because I would not use that language to talk about how I address a friend. Chin check, it's basically the F word and the C word. And so Giselle's like, oh gosh, this is where she says, don't ever think what I told you is not true. Y'all say enough foolishness that I don't even have to make things up anymore.
So Angel's like, before I got there, me and Kay spoke privately about the chin check conversation, and she told me that she didn't think that she said it, and so I believed her because she's my friend, and I'm going to believe her before anybody else. But then she tells the ladies, I don't even think about using words like that with my friend, or as I call it, the CC words, but she knows what happened with her, and it's so crazy that would be the phrase she would go with. I'm just going to put it that way.
Yeah,
okay.
So... Okay.
And Wendy's like, oh, you mean her getting hit in the head? Because Angel's like trying to like not say it, but say it. And Wendy's like, oh, you mean when she got hit in the head doing the fight with Candace with a bottle?
And Tia's like, what? Who was hit in the head? And then she goes, yeah, when the physical violence happened to her. And Giselle's like, okay, well, next time we're together, it's the first conversation. Nah. Okay, well, now it's time. Kierna's pre-Preakness brunch at Kierna's place.
Great. So there's catering. Greg is there in just like trying so hard to be excited about this. And Kierna is like, well, I'm happy that Greg is here. Like he really wanted to make it clear that he was like willing to support me. And I just had to like understand that like that support that from Greg like doesn't necessarily have to look like exactly what Kay wants. But like I had to know that like his intentions are good for me. I'm like, you're the hottest woman he's ever dated, and he does not want to let that go just yet. That's why he's here.
Yeah, I don't know what Greg's doing here. So her mom is also there, and so she talks about how she's having the pregame and she wants to be this is her first Black Carrie Bradshaw experience, and her mom's like, okay, you won't be Carrie Bradshaw for long because that's Mr. Big over there. And he's like, oh, hey, I'm holding it down. What the hell, man?
Let's get on this Peloton real quick. So Kieran's like,
Greg and my mother's relationship is like so funny to me because they will like find each other and then they will like, make amends and they'll be fine.
I'm like, I guarantee your mom internally has not made amends and is fine. I guarantee her mom hates Greg, but she cares about her daughter enough that she's going to just keep some of that to herself. I mean, I think she'll be vocal. She's been vocal about Greg, but I think she's like, okay, for the sake of my daughter, I will just keep that inside. But I guarantee the moment that Greg is gone, the mom is going to be dancing on the coffee table.
Yeah, so Kierna is, so what's her bun? Stacy comes over and Kierna's like, oh, even though I'm shorter than her because she's like 6'4", I'm still the bigger person because I invited her to sit in a corner of my little dining room nook thing by an air conditioning door.
I let her sit at the dining room table that we crafted out of the Murphy bed we pulled out of the wall.
Yeah. So Stacy comes to Greg because, of course, Kierna's like, hello, but then she kind of ignores her. So Stacy goes to talk to Greg, and she's like, so are you together here with Kierna? And he's like, well, I mean, I'm back and forth between here and the house. Yeah. And she's like, yeah, but I'm trying to follow the story. So you own this home with Kierna? He's like, no, I still have my house and she has her house. So you live together in sin is what you're telling me? He's like, no, I just stay here because we're still dating. So
will you be entering any pageants with Arabella? I don't even understand what that means. No, I don't either. I'm just trying to make conversation. Ashley and Giselle arrive, and Giselle looks bonkers. I don't know what she is what look she's trying to pull off. This does not speak of Day at the Races to me. She just has some crazy poof in her hair and some like floral thing. It's really one of Giselle's.
It reminds me of Big Business when Bette Midler's walking through the office and she goes, is that how we come dressed to the office? You look like a blood clot.
Yeah, it does look sort of like Giselle has a massive head wound.
So Giselle's like, okay, there are things I need to discuss. I'd like for us all to go to Nevis, the island, and have a fantastic 4 seasons experience while I'm naked and empty nested. So they talk about the trip.
And yeah,
Stacey's shocked that she's even invited to come to this. And so now they're going to eat because Giselle's blood sugar is low. So Tia arrives. You know, it's arrival. So everybody's like, oh my God, you're pretty. No, you're pretty. No, you are pretty. You're pretty. Then outside, Michelle's talking to Greg. And she says, oh, doesn't Kierna look gorgeous today? And he's like, she always looks gorgeous. That's not the problem. And she's like, and that's why you love her, right? That's why, because she's gorgeous. Is that why, you silly man?
He's like, that's not the only reason. She also wears a mean polo shirt. So Kierna is like, she's like, oh my God, it's so great that you guys are over. Like, honestly, I never sit in my furniture. And now she's like, well, invite us over more then. So Wendy shows up and she's like, it's time for hoes and horses. Also, we're going to the First Ladies. After this, First Lady of Maryland, Dawn Moore. You could say this is like Dawn Less because next we're going to Dawn Moore. Okay, everyone? I just want to remind everyone. Dawn Moore.
She's like, I'm fine to attend the brunch. I just love a good, nosh before the main event. My event.
With Dawn Moore. Dawn Moore is like, oh, please stop. Can we pull this episode?
Dawn's like, a little Dawn Less. Okay, a little Dawn Less here. Not a great week for me. So Angel comes over and Giselle criticizes her titties being too big. And then she's like, oh, take that out. Never mind. Everyone looked great. Everyone looked amazing.
So they are talking about the events around the Preakness and Black Eyed Susan, which is an event. And Giselle's like, yes, I've been to Black Eyed Susan before, Rob. So how did we end up here crammed around this table in your kitchen/living room instead of at somewhere else? Is this your event or is this like the holding pen before the actual event? We're not filming, are we? And Kierna's like, well,
Giselle just has no chill. She's just like, okay, here we are. Let's fight. Things to do, places to go. Let's just wrap this up quickly. Okay, here we are. How is this your event, not Wendy's event? Go. And she's like, well, there's a lot of first, better, best with Wendy. You know how that goes. And Stacey goes, oh, what? What does that mean? I mean, as far as Arabella knows, that's just me. That's what they call me in the beauty queen world.
First, better, best. I take all 3 places in a pageant. First, better, and best.
I even got those places going up against Arabella in her own class.
And I mean that not just in pageantry, but anything she does in her school class. I just show up and I do it better. So Kierna says, well, Wendy likes to be first, better, or best. And at the end of the day, we're going to have a great time getting nothing for nothing.
And that's all you can say for the life of the poor. And Wendy's like, I think it's awkward that there's a constant desire to have an issue with me. As you can see, there was no problem. And Stacey's like, how is she being competitive in this moment? Well, Stacey, oh, you are so amazing, Stacey. Kierna's like, we're enjoying this. This is a pregame. It's fine. And Wendy's like, no, you have all these pre-rehearsed lines that you want to say. And it just seems so odd.
I mean, that's actually really true because like you guys figured it out. Wendy got a high profile invite. You were going to maybe you were going to do something else. You moved it to a pre-party, a pre-game. It's fine. It worked out. I don't know why Kierna has to say, oh, well, she has to be first, better, and best at everything. Just say, yeah, we had a conflict, but we actually talked it out. And then I decided I'll do something first and then she'll do something second and we can get the best of both worlds. But instead she just comes in hot for Wendy. And I'm like, I'm sorry, Wendy has the better ticket.
And also, Kierna just can't decide when she wants to fight and when she doesn't. Like, she tells them chin check. Then she tells Angel, no, I didn't say chin check. But then she tells Angel, I did say chin check. But then she tells Angel she didn't say chin check. It's like she wants to get into things, but then she changes her mind. And this, she just clearly came for Wendy saying first, better, best. So obviously you want to have an argument, but then Wendy gives it back to her. And she's like, what are you even talking about? Why are we arguing? And she's like, Wendy, this is supposed to be fun, okay? It's supposed to be a great pregame. Well, you started it. Why do you do that? I mean, stick to what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. I will say I am going to have a little bit of a reversal on Kierna later in the episode, so I just want to get everyone ready for that. There will be a small reversal, but I am by and large, I would say I'm like 95% on Wendy's side on this one. So Wendy's like, well, it seems you're speaking to my profession. It seems like it bothers you because you're insecure about yours. And I was surprised the mom did not get up and say something, because at this point the mom is sitting on the sofa. The sofa is adjacent to this dining table that they're all around, and the mom is just on the sofa with like her hand like on the arm of the sofa, like, and her face is like perfectly between, I think it's like Stacy and Ashley or something like that, or Stacy and Giselle. Like the mom is just poking it, like watching from there. And I thought the moment that Wendy said that Kierna was insecure about her profession, I thought the mom was going to jump up and get involved. Like, that's my daughter.
Well, she started it though. Kierna did by saying it's your whole professor energy, like your whole better than everybody because you're a professor or whatever.
Yeah.
So Tia's like, oh, Kierna's mom was definitely making her presence known. She was kind of like gentle yet fierce. Like, if this goes left, I will go along with it. But nothing could be uglier today than Giselle's outfit. Let's just concentrate on that.
Can I say something? My daughters have gone off to college. Just want to remind everyone. Also,
I like to be naked.
I like to be naked, I've decided. The thing that gave me pause, I think it's time to have a better fight, because this, I think, will be more fun. The thing that gave me pause for cause is Angel told me that when you went back to her, you said you did not chin check. And that means that I'm a liar. And I'm not a liar. So will you explain this? Chin check fight begins now.
So Angel says, look, I'm not calling you a liar, but I've known Kierna a long time, and I don't think she would use those words to refer to me because even you guys don't think it's a big deal. To me, it's overly aggressive. And Kierna's like, and you took offense to it. She goes, yes, I took offense to it deeply, deeply. And she goes, okay, received. And Stacey says, chin check means punch you in the chin.
Which was very much like me when I was watching the show. I was like, chin check means punch you in the chin. I mean, let's be honest. I am Stacey. I mean, I'm such a Stacey.
Stacey's attitude is so funny to me. Well, I mean, that's what it means. And Kierna's like, okay, well, just so we're clear, I said it, and I apologize, Angel, for offending you in that moment. And she goes, okay, well, I apologize if you didn't feel like I have your back, but just so you know, I always have your back. And Wendy's like, well, the energy that you had at the store is completely different than what you have now. And then Giselle's like, facts.
And we see, like, at the store, Angel was mad that Kierna was, she was just mad about this whole situation that Kierna said, that she did say the chin check thing after all. Because Wendy, so we're back at the apartment. Wendy is like, because when you were at the store, you were hurt. You were like, well, we don't use that term. You said this, you said that. Them fighting words. You said that.
Oh, you were shocked at the words. I didn't realize it was such an aggressive word, and I learned that day from her reaction. You were so angry that I almost went over to Kierna's house and laid a pile of dishes on her bed.
You even said that given what Kate experienced 2 years ago in this group, and Kierna's like, oh, wow. Yes, she did just say that. And they're making, Giselle and Wendy teaming up together is actually really funny and shows that they should always be on the same team, because they do it a couple times in this episode and they're actually really good at it, because what they're doing is not cool to this Angel chick. Like, they're making it sound like she was shit talking her. All she said was she better not have said chin check, because that wasn't a cool thing to say. And now they're like, you were going to come after her. You were so furious at her. And then you even brought up her previous fight. I think it was completely fair for Angel to say, I can't believe that someone who is just in a physical brawl or whatever would even use that term so lightly.
100%. But Wendy and Giselle do not miss a beat. They also do not miss a detail ever, which, by the way, it circles back to why the Wendy's scandal is so scandalous, because she just seems so smart that, like, she would do a better job at this fraud, So, but they don't miss a beat. So now that they are paired up together and they are coming at Angel so fast and really turning the tables on her, and you can see Angel is like just trying to get, like, she's not expecting this. Angel's thinking it's gonna be like empowering girls, whatever. Everything will be fine. And I think the last thing that she was expecting was for Wendy to turn this around on her. So she is now like treading water. She's trying to catch up. And Ashley says to us, like, hey, it's fair if you say, oh, well, I'm in a better place now. I had a moment to think about it and process it, and everything. But, like, instead, but Ashley's like, at the same time though, Wendy is completely right to maintain, like, you need to maintain the same energy because it doesn't make sense. Otherwise you look fake.
I think they're full of shit. I mean, I like how Angel stands up for herself because she finally, I mean, it takes her forever because they won't stop talking, right? So before we even get to her defending herself, Angel's like, okay, well, I was hurt that day. And Wendy's like, am I in the Twilight Zone? Like, you had a conversation, you need to have the same energy. And Kierna says, okay, Angel, here's the deal. You have the right to feel however you feel. And as your friend, I'm going to give you that in good faith, that I understand how this can get heightened. But whatever the chat was that y'all had, I hope that'll be the last. It's like, what are you giving attitude for? You are the one who started this chin check line.
Exactly.
This is all you. What are you getting attitude with your friend? That's not cool.
You started it, and then you denied it, and now your friend got upset, and now you're like angry at your friend for talking with them about it. So Giselle's like, ooh, if Kay didn't chin check Angel before, this, my friends, was a chin check, okay? Because Angel shut right on down. That chin was like, oh.
So Angel's like, okay, well, let me address the other thing. Let's talk about the energy you said that I had the other day that I haven't brought today. And they're like, oh, God, it's over now, but she never got to say her thing. And she's like, it's been 2 days. And speaking of, and Kierna says, and speaking of, do you even like this lady? And she points at Wendy and she goes, do you even like her? Do you like this lady? Because they're all trying to make this poor Angel fight for them. Giselle and Wendy are like, yell at Kierna. And Kierna's like, no, yell at Wendy.
Yeah. So Angel's like, well, today I'm not feeling it. It's like, well, why don't you like Wendy? She's like, well, I had a great day with her. Oh, so now you don't like me though? Well, no, I don't like this conversation because you're basically calling me fake by saying that the other day I had this energy. And Kierna's like, well, that's what's being fake. That's what being fake is, Angel. So now Kierna's turning on Angel.
Again.
So when Kierna just turned on Angel. When Angel's the one in the
friend.
shit.
Kierna, the worst friend. You can't even be a friend for 3 weeks to somebody that you brought on the show, and you're coming after Wendy, who's been pretty good to you, and it's your 3rd year, and you're just now coming to her for being fake. You've already thrown your friend under the bus in under like a week of shooting time, lady.
Yeah, and well, also like Kierna is coming for Angel for being fake when Angel's being accused of being fake because she's standing by her friend's side, even though her friend said that she lied and said that she chin checked, and then lied saying that she didn't chin check, and then now it's double back. And Angel is just trying to be a good friend and be like, okay, well, I hear that, and I'll stand by my friend. And everyone's like, why are you standing by your friend? You're being fake. And so she is like getting heat for standing by Kierna, and now Kierna is gonna be like, that's what being fake is, Angel, unless she's saying that Wendy's the one being fake. But I don't think she's
telling Angel. She's like, that's what being fake is. And I mean, I just feel bad for you. I mean, do you feel like you're being forced to eat a box of chin checks? So Giselle's like, well, I agree with Wendy. And Angel's like, wait, but I didn't say they didn't. Oh God, this fight's so fucking stupid. So Wendy's like, why are you trying to target me? I didn't do anything. Yes, you did, Wendy. You sat here and tried to start a fight with her and her friend. And she's like, why am I bad for trying to make clarity? But you're not mad at the person who said they would chin check you. And that's true, but you guys won't even let her talk. So how is she supposed to fight with anybody?
So Angel's like, okay, let's try and use some emotional intelligence, okay? I'm like, good luck, you're on Bravo. When you find out things that hurt and shock you, you respond one way. And when you sleep on it, I'm not going to have the same energy than when I found out. And that's the end of it. And Wendy's like, whoa, well, the way you just whipped on me is crazy. That's like, wow. And I like when Angel goes, well, wow to you, Wendy. Wow to you too. I kind of like that line. Wow to you too.
Well, wow to you too. It's very Kierna fighting. I can see why they're friends. Because it's how Kierna fights too. Like in the scene with Wendy. She's like, same, Wendy, same. So Giselle's like, okay, that was fun. Let's go see the First Lady of Maryland. Let's get it out.
So Greg sort of comes over to the table. The producers are like, okay, Greg, now's your time. Okay, cue Greg. So Greg comes over with some like singles and he's like, hey, ladies, do not spend this money on shoes, please. Women be shopping. Go win some money. I'm like, thank you, Greg. You really like your enthusiasm was off the charts. I really believed you.
He's like, please don't buy purses, bunch of women. Oh, how are women going to hold money in their hand and not spend it on a purse? Shut up, Greg. All right, so let's go to the sprinter. So Wendy's like, wow, oh, there's a boat. We should have had a stripper in here. And Angel's like, Bobby told me to drop a stack on some horses. So now they're having champagne and trying to have fun. And Wendy's like, let's toast us getting together, looking gorgeous, and we're going to have fun now. And Giselle goes, can I toast to Angel? Because Angel looked very upset. Okay, we're in a different setting. Let's get this over with. Okay, we've got 10 minutes to get there.
Angel goes, I was not upset. I was mad, which is obviously two different concepts. And Stacey goes, oh, okay. Angel goes, but I'm fine. I appreciate the toast. I'm fine. So you were mad at Wendy. Why were you mad at Wendy?
Yes, I was mad at Wendy, but I'm generally also just mad. And so she's mad because she was misunderstood. And Kieran's like, I get the frustration. And sometimes building new friendships, it gets uncomfortable. But, you know, like sometimes there's moments where you want to engage, but then you don't know people. And then sometimes it goes left. And I speak candidly. I'm aggressive. You know, I speak aggressively and I speak honestly, but it's from a place of love. Even Wendy, when I was speaking on you, I didn't come to these ladies. And Stacey's like, that's how you came to me. Very, very mad.
Well, you tell a different story. First of all, Stacey, when you came into this group, I was very excited about you, and I was telling everybody I thought you were great. Well, I think it's funny that you say that you were interested in trying to get to know me when you were constantly having events where you didn't invite me or Arabella. That was pretty shitty.
And she's like, yeah, she wasn't even on my list. I mean, it's honestly not that deep and I don't care. Oh, really? You're such a fucking hypocrite. So you're mad at Wendy for not acknowledging you, but you're not mad at somebody else who's also new for not. I mean, you're not. Come on, man. Pick a lane.
Yeah. So Stacey's like, well, look at her attitude. She's like, I don't care. Like, what is that? You don't even care. Like, well, you can't be remiss about the interaction. So that's probably why she didn't invite her. Well, what is it about me that makes you so upset? It sounds like a personal problem. Meanwhile, everyone's like putting on masks on Stacey. They're like, well, we can start there with the breath.
So Kierna spills a drink and she's like, I need a napkin. And Kierna's like, can I have a napkin, please? And Wendy goes, let her clean you. Let her clean you off if she's your friend. And Wendy's like, if I had a cotton dress, I would wipe your dress. I mean, if Angel's really your friend, she should use the bottom of a dress. And Giselle's like, yes, she should be using her dress to help you. So now Wendy and
that's
Angel,
not a
now
reasonable
Wendy and
request.
Giselle.
Sorry, that's not reasonable. Okay,
but it's so funny watching Wendy and Giselle team up together. It's cracking me up because you don't see it that often on this show.
Yeah, and Wendy's like, yeah, you could do it. It's like you have a friend of 20 years, a friend of 20 years. And this is the moment where I had a small reversal for Kierna because Kierna, even though I am really not on Kierna's side with this fight with Wendy, like when Wendy gets on one, we've seen on the show, she does not shut up and she just goes on and on and on. And there's like no getting through and she's starting up. And I just like Kierna goes, you know what? Mind your business. Fuck off, Wendy. Fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck off. And I kind of loved it because it kind of shut Wendy up. You know, even though I'm on Wendy's side, like we've seen for years and years, when people get into a fight with Wendy, like you just can't get through. And Kierna has come up with a pretty simple tactic, which is to say, fuck off. Just be like, fuck off. I don't want to fuck off, fuck off, fuck off, fuck off.
And Stacey's like, oh, I don't talk like that. She goes, oh, yeah. Well, I don't speak like that because I have my QVC voice on. And then I guess we're supposed to like not like Stacey because she works at QVC, which seems like a weird QVC diss voice for somebody working, you know, I don't know, for their boyfriend or whatever. Like you sell beauty products. What's the difference? She's being televised selling them.
So Kierna goes,
I don't get it.
I'm tired of these hoes, especially the one sitting next to me. I'm a hoe. Oh.
And Angel goes, oh, it's just a colloquialism. And Kierna goes, oh, it's a colloquialism. Oh, really, Angel? Now it's just a colloquialism when you were just up in arms about chin checked 10 minutes ago. These fights it's just such a mess. It's hilarious. They're all just being hypocrites. They can't find anything to grab onto. They're just throwing it all up in the air.
I like Stacey going, well, I don't want to get chin checked. And Kierna goes, oh, you got it already. And Stacey goes, well, I'm sure you're the person to show me. And everyone's like, Ashley goes, oh, no, let's do that. That's a traumatic thing. Oh, I hate that's been brought up to that. Okay, relax, Ashley.
Oh, please.
We can get over it now. I mean, like, yes, it was shitty. It was really shitty that happened with Kierna. But now we can't make any mention of this one fight You
and
know,
it's also
like,
the second time it's been brought up because her best friend was the one who brought it up first. Okay, so now it was already brought up in the group, and now you guys are acting all mortified that she would bring up that situation. That's so ridiculous. Give me a break.
yeah,
And also,
suddenly
Ashley, didn't you write like character witness letters for Monique after she beat up Candace? I mean, come on.
Exactly. So Ashley like suddenly like clutching her pearls and being like,
Stacey's taking it way too far to bring up something like that. That was like traumatizing and difficult. Like, honestly, it makes me want to chin check Stacey.
well, see, you're now doing it too.
Now it's
Keeping
okay.
it buck with you. Yeah, now it's okay
Now
for
it's
you
okay
to
to
like
say
talk
chin
about
checked.
violence.
Low blow.
So Ashley's
Low blow.
yeah. Then Kieran is like, I'm done with Stacey. How dare she? Oh my God, you guys are so fucking ridiculous. I can't.
But you know
they're
what?
at least
Like,
trying, you know.
Yeah, I have to hand it to Kierna. I mean, she is like, she's not only like trying to do something, she's arguably been in the center of the show for the season so far, which is shocking. Her and Stacey have been. So, you know, it's entertaining. I was laughing my butt off.
No, it was fun. All right. Well, that's it. Nailed it.
Well,
Killed it.
nailed it.
Over.
Nailed it.
I'm going to go get
Chin-checked.
naked and bloody
Naked.
in my home.
Check. Everyone, we'll see you tonight for Crappy Hour. A lot to discuss. Can't wait to hear everyone's thoughts on everything. And again, that's going to be at 5:30 on the West Coast and 8:30 on the East Coast on YouTube and Patreon. So thanks, everyone, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.
Bye.